I grew up Christian, so I kind of thought I knew a lot, but coming here and learning from the University Foundations classes helps you to establish a good foundation. We have people from all different backgrounds. You kind of get this melting pot.
We also have a huge athletic space in the greater Seattle area with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. One thing that I see a lot is just different teams at SPU who incorporate their faith. So I know we have a Bible study that our leaders will put on, which is really great, just knowing that you share that faith with your teammates.
I had a non-Christian roommate, and we were able to have a lot of dialogue about different beliefs and different understandings we had. She was able to learn from me, and I was able to learn from her, and I think that's a really cool thing about SPU.
Coming to college, being by myself and not surrounded with my family, allowed me to kind of journey into my own faith and find my own identity through the different theology classes as well as the Wesleyan small groups, and having the opportunity to find churches in the area as well, and you're kind of your own steward in a way.
We're not doing a bait and switch, we are Christian, and this is kind of our identity, but we also love it when students are honest about owning their own context. We get devout Muslim students, we get atheist agnostics, we get Jesus-loving devout Christian students, and I tell them, be yourself, own your context, and this is a safe place to ask really tough questions and know, one, that I really believe this stuff. Doesn't mean that the questions are threatening. And also, we're going to love you outside of the classroom. We're going to go to coffee and have conversations about what's going on in your life if you want to. We're going to pray for you.
Yeah, I think you'll see that there's opportunities to kind of be intentional about your faith both in the classroom and outside. So as a professor, I can talk about how that looks. So I'll just give one example. I'm teaching this quarter a comparative anatomy class. And so we have this whole kind of anatomical, what's it look like to be a human? And I brought in 4 of my colleagues from theology, history, biology, and philosophy. But the students got to ask them the tough questions. So we can do this kind of cutting edge science education, but we can add another dimension to the question in the classroom that you couldn't necessarily add at a number of our other institutions.
We have a lot of discussions about Christian mathematics versus a Christian mathematician. I'm what is Christian math? And I was I don't know, you tell me. We do get to talk about where do things start and how do we think. So I get to bring that into the classroom because a lot of my students think, well, math just had to be, and I get to tell them, not really. We had a lot of agency in this. And so to get them to think about that and how that ties into theology, how it ties into music, how it ties into your daily life, those are all just really cool things that in a secular school, you're really just not free to do.
In nursing, you're encountering people at the worst moment in their life. And without the prep that our theology instructors are doing, stats in our math, our biology instructors are doing with our students, and our history, philosophy, communications, our students wouldn't be as successful as they are.